Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Maria's Book Rex. Happy New Year. It is February 2nd, but Happy New Year. I made a video last December saying I was going to be more active here on BookTube, and the entire month of January just got lost to me. If you can relate at all, January felt painfully long and painful in other ways. And I'm just, here we are. This is just here we are. So, I hope you all are doing well, or as well as you possibly can be. I wanted to talk about some books that came out in January that I loved, and some books coming out in February that I was lucky enough to ARC read that I am so excited for. So, let's get into it. Okay, so the first book I want to talk about is Once Smitten, Twice Shy by Chloe Lisa. I got to ARC read this book. This is the first Berkley ARC that I've been approved for on NetGalley, and it was a squeal of delight when that ARC came through last year. And to say that I'm obsessed with Chloe Lisa books is a massive understatement. I don't know if you can see my whole Bergman shrine here. But this Wilmot Sisters series is magical and perfect and has that Chloe Lisa charm that we've all come to know and love. And Once Smitten, Twice Shy, I had been especially excited to read because I fell in love with Juliet in Two Wrongs Make a Right when we see her go through an abusive relationship, get out of it, and in Once Smitten, Twice Shy, she gets her happily ever after, and I just loved seeing that. So, the Wilmot Sisters series is it complete now? I'm not sure if there's another book coming out. I feel like this is a complete series now, because it was three sisters, and now all three sisters have their books. So I feel like this is a complete series now. If I'm wrong, then good news for us. We get another Chloe Lisa book. But Once Smitten, Twice Shy came out in January. It's out now. It's beautiful. It's lovely. I love this whole series so much. The next book I want to tell you about is Beg, Borrow, or Steal by Sarah Adams. This is another book I got to ARC read last year. And y'all, this might be my favorite Sarah Adams book yet, which is really saying something. I also have all of Sarah Adams' books, like down here, back to her indie books. Like I have the indie version of her indie books and their re-releases. So I've been a Sarah Adams fan for a very long time, and this might be my favorite book of hers yet. So that's really saying something. This is Emily and Jack's book. Emily is the third sibling in the When in Rome series to get their book. This is not a completed series. There's one more Rome book coming from her, and then that will be a completed series. I think we still need Madison's book. So When in Rome was Noah Walker, the Walker sibling series. So Noah Walker and Amelia. Practice Makes Perfect was Annie Walker and Will. And Beg, Borrow, or Steal is, I just said it, Emily Walker and Jackson. And I love them so much, you all. For an author that started out closed door, who's now like gradually opening the door in her romance books, she writes like very emotionally steamy romance books. And this might be the steamiest one yet. I found this book incredibly passionate and spicy before we even got to like the actual act of intimacy in the book. And that just takes a special kind of talent and magic to make a book feel like that. I loved this book so much. Again, it is out now. There is a Barnes & Noble exclusive edition. She's also a New York Times bestseller, which is so exciting. And I hope everybody goes and gets their third Walker Sisters series book. The next book, again, a book I was lucky enough to ARC read. I ARC read all these books. Is Out of the Woods by Hannah Bonham Young. Out on a Limb is truly one of my most favorite books in the entire world. I do not know how Hannah got such raw, passionate magic to exist in a book that also felt so lovingly realistic and authentic to life in so many different ways. I really did not think a book could top Out on a Limb, and I don't want to say Out of the Woods topped it, but like it met her like at the summit of book perfection. Okay, so I'm obsessed with Hannah Bonham Young. I really am. She writes the most lovely, magical, amazing romance books, and I am forever in awe of the way that she can write stories. Out on a Limb is Sarah and Caleb. We met them. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Out of the Woods is Sarah and Caleb, who we met in Out on a Limb. They are Bo and Wynn's friends. They're married, and they're going through a bit of a hard time in their marriage, which is sad. This is a marriage in crisis book. They decide that they love each other so much they're going to do the work to try and fix their relationship. And they go just on this hilarious, heartbreaking, beautiful, brutal journey in Out of the Woods to kind of recalibrate their relationship from who they were when they first met, first got married, to who they are now and who they want to be going forward. And it really is just, there's so much love in this book. You know, Sarah and Caleb love each other so much. They just need to refigure out the best ways of showing that to each other and to themselves. And I loved it so freaking much. And look at this beautiful cover. I mean, the colors are just beautiful. It's perfect. It's perfect. Okay, so now on to some February releases that I'm very excited for. So the first one is Dreamgirl Drama by Tessa Bailey. This is my pre-order. This is not a gifted copy. This is the pre-order that came in the mail a couple days ago. This book comes out this coming Tuesday, February 4th. And I got to ARC read this one. This was my first Tessa Bailey ARC, and I loved it. I really didn't know how I was going to feel about it because it is kind of like a forbidden love, almost step siblings kind of deal. And I was like, I don't know if would like that. I loved it. It was so good. These two are definitely insta love, insta chemistry, but they are not insta intimacy. For a Tessa Bailey book, I don't know if I want to say like, it's definitely steamy, spicy Tessa Bailey throughout the whole book, but it's more in like the pining sense rather than the actual act of intimacy. And that somehow made it hotter. Like, I don't get it. It was so good, and it had a really good ending. It definitely tied up a lot of the loose ends in a way that felt good to me. It felt realistic. It was satisfying. It just hit all the marks. I loved it so much. And also look at these adorable edges because he is a hockey player. So this is the third in the, what was the first book? Fangirl Down series. So Fangirl Down, The Au Pair Affair, and now Dreamgirl Drama. This one comes out this week, and I hope you all read it in some way or another. It's really good. It's really good. You definitely want it. The last book I want to tell you guys about. You aren't ready. You aren't ready. So, can't believe I was lucky enough to get this as an advanced listener copy. I got an ALC, the audiobook for First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. I still cannot believe that I got this ALC. I was begging Berkeley for months for the ARC of this book, and they were just like, no, babe, it's not gonna happen. But I actually was able to, I don't know, trick the people at PRH Audio to send me this ALC, and I got to listen to this book. I have now read this book twice, and I'll probably read it again this week, because the first time, so the very first day that I got this book, let me tell you what that day was like. I woke up in the morning, and I was doing some things, and then I finally looked at my phone, and I saw I had an email notification, and it was from PRH Audio, and I opened it, and they said, here's your listener copy, A First Time Caller. And I freaked freaked out. I could not believe that this was finally happening for me. And I got the app, I opened the app, and there she was. And I did nothing else that day. It was January 7th. 2025, and I did absolutely nothing else that day but listen to that audiobook. 11 hours, okay? I think I stopped at one point for lunch. I feel like I had to do something else that day, but I don't remember anything but reading this book. Okay, I sat in my room with my headphones on and a cup of coffee in my hand, staring out the window, listening to the most magical book come to life in my ears. So First Time Caller by B.K. Borson is the first book outside of the Lovelight Farms series, which I am also obsessed with. You can kind of see right here the indie books, the trad books, the Afterlight. I'm obsessed with Lovelight Farms. I'm obsessed with B.K. Borson's writing, her storytelling, her world making. The magic she can create in a rom-com is unmatched, and I have been so excited to read this first book outside of Lovelight Farms. And I am also a fellow Maryland girly like B.K. Borson, and so First Time Caller is like this love letter to the city of Baltimore, a city that I hold dearly in my heart. I love Baltimore, and to see this book come to life felt like seeing Baltimore come to life. Lucy and Aiden are So this story follows Lucy and Aiden. They are Baltimore natives who have kind of given up on love in some sense. They have different ideas of what kind of romance and love is or should look like, and they meet. They meet because Lucy's child calls Aiden at his radio station to say, you should meet my mom. So this story, I don't want to give too much away about like the plot or what happens, because everybody needs to go read this book without having anything spoiled for them, but it is inspired by Sleepless in Seattle. So Lucy is a single mom. Aiden works at a radio station. There is some like coordination amongst the child to get her mom and Aiden to talk, and it just kind of goes from there. This story is so magical. It is magical. There's just so much magic in the story, because Lucy is not only such a relatable and you just kind of get her. You just kind of, she has like lines in the book talking about how she hasn't given up on love. Like everything about Lucy is just about understanding the kind of love and romance she deserves and not settling for anything that's not that. She may come across at the beginning or like on the surface as like kind of cynical towards love and romance, but she's not. She's just not going to settle. She's going to get the magical love that she deserves. And then Aiden comes in, and he's what she deserves. He is it. He is just sunshine. He's not sunshine in like a golden retriever type sense. He's just sunshine in like, he's warm, he's refreshing, he's real. He drives out darkness. He lights up every single place he is. And he brings that sunshine to Lucy and Maya, her daughter, and their whole little family. And he just gives them what they deserve. They all just like make their own magical love story together. And it's just so beautiful. And I love it so much. So that's today's video. That's what I have for you guys. Just a little stream of consciousness ramble book recommendations. All of these books either came out in January or come out in February. First Time Caller comes out in 2 weeks on February 11th. Dreamgirl Drama comes out this Tuesday, February 4th. And Out on a Limb, Once Smitten, Twice Shy, Beg, Borrow, or Steal are all out now. So really, there are some really good books going on right now. I hope everybody is reading something good and you are doing well. You are doing healthy and safe, and you are holding all your loved ones close and a romance book closer, and you are just doing great. I will be back on here soon. I'm going to stick to my resolution to be more active on BookTube. It will happen, I promise. If there's anything you'd like to see from me, as always, please let me know. Please always feel free to leave a comment of what you'd like to see. And yeah, I will see you very soon. Bye.